our Nasdaq is at the time of this recording nearly new all-time highs. A lot of people are caught off guard because of what happened over the course of these past couple of weeks or months even, where we had trade wars, where we had real wars taking place in the Middle East, all of that crazy stuff, right? How is it possible that within such a short period of time, a major drop lower took place, followed by a massive run higher? How is that possible? And that right there is something which I want to touch on, because when you think about it, right, there's a reason why certain narratives gets pushed in the media. There's a reason why certain ideas get thrown around on social media. What gets pushed around social media is all under control. There are entities who literally control the spread of information. And when you take that a step deeper and you begin to look at the markets, you begin to realize, hey, wait a minute. What if certain narratives gets pushed when it's aligned with smart money's agenda?
Did you see the recent things when this tariff situation drop happened and it's a V-recovery? And on the days of the initial recovery, Trump is in the White House with his buddies and he's like, he made 900 million, he made 50, he made $1 billion, whatever. And they're laughing about it. And then he just tweets prior saying, now's a good time to buy. I think that's the only reason he did that is to cover his ass and be like, okay, well, I didn't insider trading because I publicly tweeted about it. But I think that's a very evident example of what's probably happening below the surface more often.
But I want to share something with you, Waqar, and with all the viewers watching this now. I see within the charts where these high-frequency trading algorithms, which are being utilized by these bigger entities to fill those huge positions, because they can't just go on the open market and fill hundreds of millions of Nasdaq or whatever, right? They need to make sure that that order gets filled around a specific price during a window of time. I see that within the charts. So every single news swing which occurs, where there's a news announcement and boom, price heavily reacts to that, it's already visible before the news comes out. And that's the perspective that I've gained over the years, where instead of reacting to what's happening in the world, I'm actually anticipating events to take place in the world. So my analysis throughout what happened in April was, hey, we're manipulating towards the downside with the fear of what was taking place in the world when it comes to the trade wars, where there was this crazy day where Trump just announced a crazy list of tariffs on a lot of countries. The markets plunged. It was like as if the world was coming crashing down, right? That's how it was being pushed around in media and such. That continued throughout the first few weeks of April. But then throughout the third week of April, yes, what happened was that all of a sudden, technically speaking, I saw the signs of a reversal taking place. So that's that reversal sequence. And now we're not speaking about an intraday chart. We're not speaking about a lower time frame chart. Now we're speaking about a huge price swing, a quarterly swing, yes? It's the same sequence of events that I'm looking for based upon time and price. The only difference there is the following. The only difference is the duration of the time cycles, which I'm referring to from start to finish, versus the price ranges, meaning the price ranges are way larger that I'm referring to. And because that is fractal, yes, I'm using the same approach when I'm trading, for example, a 15-second chart, 1-minute chart of Nasdaq, versus when I'm participating in a swing which is going to take place over the upcoming months. Do you understand? And one thing there, yes? Sorry to cut you off.
Of course.
But one thing which is important to note there is that when we go back to that belief that it's a rigged world, and there's nothing you can say that's like, oh, you know, it's supply and demand, or it's random, it's not programmed, whatever. I'm 130% convinced, based on that what I've seen for years now within the charts, that it's a rigged game, yes, based on time and price, because that is what these algorithms are referring to, yes? When you take that deeper and you begin to pay attention to the fact that, okay, we see such a big news manipulation taking place with the trade wars, and then all of a sudden, once within the charts it became obvious that on the 21st of April, the absolute bottom would form on the American markets, all of a sudden, what came out? Hey, this country, for example, America, China, where there's a huge trade war going on, at some point I believe there was a tariff of 150% or something, we're going to cool it down, we're going to slow it down. Isn't it interesting how, technically speaking, it was already obvious that smart money was positioned long? Do you understand what I'm getting at? And that then the narrative gets pushed.
Narrative comes after.
Exactly.